What is a better job for a head football coach? Nebraska or Wisconsin?
Oh, that's a good question. It's
There are pros and cons at both places.
Yeah, it's
in this conversation.
I mean, I think you could start. I think you start with the road we went down yesterday, that we were both struck by. I think the enthusiasm for Nebraska football, even with all the losing and all the strife, is great. What we're finding is this fan base is really real. It's really real. And remember the road we went down yesterday with Wisconsin?
Yes.
How we were struck last year by how silent it was, how quiet it was walking to the stadium, the lack of enthusiasm the night before, Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I was struck by that. But game day in particular, and it's not like I went to the stadium all that early. I was going when it should be peak time of tailgating and fandom, and there wasn't much of it.
Well, as AD pointed out yesterday, Nebraska didn't help themselves out by being 3-7 going into that.
Does that matter?
Game. Yeah,
does that matter at Nebraska? Indiana didn't exactly come in here. I mean, they're 3-1, but that's not a great team. It doesn't matter here. That's my point. It doesn't matter who's here. See what I'm saying? Come on, come at me.
I was giving one counterpoint just to give Wisconsin.
But you see what I'm saying?
I did.
Nebraska, it doesn't matter who's coming in here. Place is full, right? Doesn't matter if it's the opening of rifle deer season. That was the big topic last year when Nebraska was there last November. Well, it is the start of deer rifle season. Whatever. Okay, great. Rifle deer season.
Does everyone hunt up here?
Yeah.
Everyone and their dog hunted in Wisconsin.
Yeah. So I would start there. Now, I will say this. I think there's more pressure here on a coach. I think.
But maybe. I mean, Paul Chris had a pretty damn good record. He's got whacked at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Gary, hold the phone. Hold the phone on pressure. Gary Anderson made the Big Ten championship and got fired.
How did he get fired?
Did he resign?
He didn't technically get fired.
He was told to leave.
That was a complicated situation. He took a job at Oregon State. That's what happened.
Which was by
now was he forced out
to step down?
You need to do your research on that. He didn't get fired.
Wasn't there some sort of issue though with administration?
Again, have to look into it. Now let's get back to pressure. You're right. Now that's not cut and dried. Okay. Especially right now because the bar is really low at Nebraska. There wouldn't be I gotta dig out of this. Okay. I'm digging out right now. There wouldn't be immediate pressure on the new coach. There wouldn't be because the bar is exceedingly low right now. But it won't stay low for long here, right? It won't stay low for long.
Yeah.
But you're right. Now, Chris just got fired. They were 9-4 last year, Wisconsin.
Yes, they were.
They were 9-4 last year, 4-3 in 2020, COVID year. The COVID year got Chris. That's where you started to see it doesn't look right, right? 4-3 in 2020. Didn't feel right, didn't look right. Last year, 9-4, not bad, but man, they lost to Minnesota, the rival, in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
That cost them. They could have won the West. They lost to Minnesota. That's a big deal up there.
Sure is. Huge deal.
Okay. And then this year it just unraveled. Now they had a quick trigger though. I mean, that's a pretty quick trigger.
I think, I mean, that loss to Illinois was pretty stunning on Saturday, 34-10.
Yes.
Waylaid.
I think if you looked since COVID year, 2020, if you look at Chris' records, 15-10, okay, 15-10 and 9-8 in the Big Ten, and they whacked him. Now, is there something? And I don't think there's anything. There's nothing that suggests there was anything untoward behind the scenes. No hint of scandal. They just decided it wasn't going to. Chris McIntosh, the Wisconsin AD, just decided it wasn't going in the right direction. Now, he was very tight-lipped by the way. I don't know if you noticed his press conference to announce the firing. He didn't say much. He kept his cards close to his vest. Didn't say much other than, I just didn't feel like it was going in the right direction. That was the theme, that he's got to determine if he feels like the program is headed in the right direction, and he determined that it wasn't.
So Paul Chryst took over in 2015, correct? I think that was right.
Yeah, this is his 8th year.
So 10-3, 11-3, 13-1, phenomenal start.
Mm-hmm.
Great first 3 years. Then in 2018, remember they were preseason top 4. They were on the cover of SI as the team to beat because they had just gone 13-1, and they go 8-5. Huge disappointing year. Bounced back 10-4 2019. As you mentioned, 4-3 in COVID year, 9-4 last year, 2-3 starts this year. So I guess they were slipping a little bit,
right?
Compared to 2017 and 2015, 2016.
Right. You didn't save me. You shouldn't have to save me.
What did I do?
I want to I just want to go back on what I said, where the expectations here are greater. They're great here.
I think they might be higher at Wisconsin.
Well,
think about within the last 6 years, they have been seen as before the season, a playoff contender.
The reason I say it, though, is history. Nebraska is known for firing 2 9-win, 10-win coaches. I say 10 because Solich ultimately was attached to that Alamo Bowl win in 2003, right?
Yes.
So that's where I'm coming from. But in the press conference to announce Paul Chryst firing, Chris McIntosh, the Wisconsin AD, did say, "Here we expect to win championships." He sounded a little bit like Gene Smith at Ohio State. We expect to win championships. He wasn't talking about the division, okay? And pretty soon there's not going to be a division, by the way. So I wonder how much he's thinking of. The AD is thinking about that. And by the way, I wonder how much we should be thinking about that here. We're not going to be talking about winning, this whole discussion we always used to have or still have when we shouldn't, about winning the division. The divisions are going away.
We don't know what it's going to look like. If it's going to be pods or what the situation is.
How's that going to look? I mean, what are we going to say? We just got to win our pod. Are they going to hang a banner for winning a pod? Pod champion 2026.
No, you're not going to win that. You're not going to get a banner for that.
I don't think so.
Well, you've got 2 more chances this year and next year in the division, the Big Ten West as we know it, to win the division.
Divisions are going away.
Yes.
Now I just botched this, but I applaud any AD who's thinking about, we have to topple Ohio State here. Okay. We can't settle into this pattern of just conceding to Ohio State, right?
No.
Well, how do you address that if you're the AD at Nebraska right now with this hire? Do you look at it like, I got to find the coach to topple Ohio State? In a sense, you do, right?
That's a big ask there.
But isn't that what we're talking about?
I wonder if you had to ask Trev, what is the goal? How do you?
When you say it that way, you sound like you're just giving in to Ohio State.
The Big Ten has done that for quite some time now.
What if I said to you, you have to find the coach that can beat Ohio State fairly regularly?
I would ask you, how much money do you have, sir?
Well, we have unlimited money, sir.
Okay, well then, call everybody at that point.
Isn't that what we should consider? Is Mickey Joseph the guy that can topple Ohio State consistently? Is Lance Leipold that guy? Who is that guy? Is that guy Bill O'Brien?
This is why I don't. It's hard to assess what the long-term goals are for this program.
Why is it hard to assess that?
Because Ohio State's always going to be there.
Go ahead.
There are teams. I mean, we've talked before. Like Alabama has gone through cycles where they have not been good. I mean, they've been pretty much good all the time, but they've had cycles where they're down.
It sounds to me like you're just conceding that you can't win the conference.
Ohio State has been a pretty much a top 5 team for a very long time, right?
The divisions are going away. Are you conceding that Nebraska can never win the conference?
I'm not conceding. I'm saying it's very unlikely.
Come on. not with the right
consistently.
Coach. No, I'm not saying they should consistently win it, but
this brings us back to the one name that we brought up earlier in the hunt. It's Urban Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
That if that is your goal is to get the coach that could beat Ohio State or be a on top of the conference consistently, there's one coach out there that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's Urban Meyer. We've not mentioned him for a while.
There's not just one. There's just one that we know of.
One that we know of for
right.
sure. He would be able to do that.
Right. There's somebody that can.
If that is the goal of
I would ask you, what is your goal if it's not to win the conference?
Well, that's a question you have to ask Trev Alberts. He's the one making the hire.
You can make the college football playoff without winning the conference. You will be able to.
Yes.
When they expand to 12. You'll be able to get in without winning the conference. The Big Ten will have 3 or 4 teams, right? 3?
Probably 3.
Yeah.
And if you can't topple Ohio State, okay, go to number 2. What coach can topple Jim Harbaugh? What coach can topple Lincoln Riley when they get in the conference?
Lincoln Riley.
USC.
Yeah.
There'll be a Big Ten team in 2 years.
Geez.
I mean, you got to it's not just Ryan Day and Ohio State.
You got to get a guy here. I mean, this is you know what the value of this conversation is? It reminds everybody, including us, that you got to get this right. There is significant pressure on the AD. This is not playtime. We're not hiring a coach just to finish 6th in whatever the Big Ten is going to look like. All right. That's not going to do it. That's not what we want here, right?
No. Well,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
What Wisconsin did basically was say, hey, 9-4 is not good enough. 9-4 is not good enough. That they clearly felt like Wisconsin was falling way too far behind Ohio State, right?
Well, they got smoked 2 weeks ago
right,
by them.
Right. 56-21. I think was the final. It might have been 55, but whatever.
It felt worse than that.
It did.
Never close.
And then, of course, they got waylaid by Illinois. I just think McIntosh felt it slipping. And it seems so much like what happened with Frank Solich. It does. It really does.
Gravitating to mediocrity.
I am not sold on the fact that Wisconsin's expectations are higher than Nebraska. They seem like it right now because it's so fresh, that firing of Christ. But Nebraska's got to have those sort of expectations that Wisconsin has, right? Right?
Yeah.
Jake?
No, listen, there's no reason why Nebraska, if Wisconsin can expect to contend for the conference, Nebraska should be able to also.
What's the better job? Okay, Nebraska.
Go back to that question.
Wisconsin,
what's the better job?
Yeah, Wisconsin does not have a $165 million athletic training complex, and Wisconsin does not have an NIL operation. All right, so those are 2 factors in Nebraska's favor right there. Wisconsin does not have the level of fan support that Nebraska has. Nebraska's a better job, is what I'm telling you. $165 million athletic training facility that will be the headquarters of the program. NIL operation that's much stronger than Wisconsin's. I can tell you that unequivocally. Okay. More fan support. Much more. I'm going to say much more. Who's a better job? Forget the expectations conversation. It's probably a wash. Those other factors make Nebraska a better job. Yep. Better job.